Hunter x Hunter chapter 406, Regalia. We've got the troop with old boy from Char family. Wandering through a passageway. Because you know they said last time, what the hell is this? This is a tight squeeze, says Sphinx. We're weaving between gaps of the building. Oh yeah, Nobunaga. I'll keep your sword for you when I head back. Okay. I gave you official IDs, but the military won't turn a blind eye to such an obvious weapon. Okay. Not bad, not bad. All right, let's zoom in. What is this? We're next to the hull of the black whale. Dude, this looks crazy. This is what a ship interior looks like. What up, Zaya? Appreciate you stopping by. You keep climbing these stairs and you'll get to the top of tier 2. Oh. Dude, this is colossal. I love the way scale is illustrated in this series every single time. Yeah, the scale is nuts. Not too much right now to say so far, but it looks like they're heading up towards tier 1. Phew. Takes me back, just like the cesspit back home. Not too much on Meteor City, Finks. It's dripping with waste products from the 200,000 souls on board. That's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit. Recycling and sewage treatment facilities are between tiers 4 and 5. So tier 5 is below the sewers. Tier 5, kind of like Meteor City. I find it immensely fitting and interesting that Togashi had the troops end up there to start up. And I don't say that to be negative towards Meteor City, but that's kind of how they're viewed in this world now. It's a giant garbage dump as far as anyone else is concerned, or a way you can go to hunt people and just get away with stuff. I guess tier 5 wouldn't be much different. And there's infighting breaking up even up to tier 3, so. Okay, so tier 5 is below the sewers. Char and GU manage the treatment plants? That's right. Some things are convenient when you're the one handling the trash. But the actual work is left to subcontractors, and running that is left to underlings, right? They won't report to you every time subcontractors change. Are you saying that Heil-Ly? Now I got a reason to turn back. Replace the waste treatment personnel and they're free to kill all they want. Pretend to be the employment agency and lure a whole mass of prey there. Call it interview, take each one to a separate room, assembly line the rest. Ha! Being with you guys makes me think I'm a model citizen. See, the way the troop thinks, and the way they talk, it's even the statement is ironic, because the irony in the statement is right. They started as they were trying to just be a voice acting troupe in Meteor City. They learned all this as a means to understand criminals. Now, obviously, they became criminals themselves. I'm not absolving them of any of their actions. Like, the troop kind of has this martyr self-loathing element that a lot of people don't like to discuss in earnest, because they're like, oh, you want me to feel bad for the bad man? No, it's not what I want. I just want you to understand the gray. That's all. Okay, I'll be heading back. I'll ask him stuff if I find him. Good luck. Sure. Got any tips for us regarding their hideout? Oh yeah, the guy protecting is a counter type. Attack him and he'll trigger some invincible nonsense, so be careful. Once activated, Nen dolls that look like security robots will warp you away. The door between rooms A and B in the floor plan I gave you was the warp point to tier 3. Shouldn't you have told us that first? So we can't attack at all? Let them attack first. Legit self-defense should be okay. Talk to him, Phaeton. Dude. Oh, dude. What even? This drawing. Togashi, you're sick. You have a sickness. Okay, so now we're back to the cleaning room. The empty one. The laundry room, even. With Henry's clam underneath the shelf. It's beeping. What? Oh, it transformed back into a transmitter. Right. That does have a time limit. Okay. But it hasn't been found. Why would we highlight that? It's underneath this bookcase right here that's on the left. But interesting. It's getting really crowded. They're here to send off Hulkenberg. He was popular with the people. Where's Lynch? She had to do something back at the office. The Heily got away last time when the military intervened. Next time we see them, catch them and have Lynch make them talk. Asking them about their traps is the most efficient way. Henry, huh? They found her. Damn. Togashi spared no detail either. Okay. It's a horrifying expression. We found her during our final sweep ahead of the funeral procession. We knew she was GU, so we contacted you first. Thanks. A complete cervical fracture. This guy knew what to do and did it fast. He's a pro. Damn. A war has broken out. A Heily hitman probably got her. We'll take care of the body, so don't write it up. Don't even indicate. So you just broke her neck and just... That's it? Just to clarify, you split with Lynch after Hisoka left, right? Yeah, he knocked us both out. If Hisoka did it, he would have killed both of us then. True. What if Lynch went after Hisoka on her own? No, I would have been able to tell. She's really transparent that way. In fact... I had just woken up, and I was woozy. But thinking back, Lynch was uncharacteristically calm. She wasn't the type to be worried about my well-being right after someone knocked her out. His acting didn't work. And we was thinking about it. What? If Lynch was someone else? Huh? What? The real Lynch was already dead. And if the one who woke you up was someone else... You're saying someone disguised as Lynch? Maybe. If that was Hisoka, why would he do that? Wait, what? I don't get it. I like Zakuro's facial expressions amuse me. I don't get it. That wasn't Lynch. Hisoka was disguised as her. No, he's much taller than her. Oh wait, Lynch and I were just talking about that. It would make more sense if she were being manipulated. True. I've never met anyone who can change their height. But if Hisoka was a manipulator, what's the point of getting her to wake you up just to tell you she was going back to the office? If she had disappeared without a word, we'd have to think of all sorts of possibilities. Wouldn't that be better from the enemy's perspective? Well, maybe he wanted to box us in? Box us in. Yeah. It's inconvenient to him if we think about all the possibilities, so he tried to limit our ideas. That would fit with the manipulation theory. Tell me everything, she said. Maybe it'll give us a hint. Henry's on big sleuth time. Let's see. I heard her voice saying, "Wake up." She said, "Are you okay?" And I was like, huh? Oh yeah, and then she clearly said that was definitely Hisoka. That's it. That's what he wanted us to limit ourselves to. Wait. We were just saying Hisoka might have been Lynch. But then that wasn't Hisoka? Then who? Lynch found out Hisoka was a fake through her ability. That's why he silenced her. You were left alive to tell the rest of us that you found Hisoka, not realizing it wasn't actually him. Let's go. Nice. Excellent, even. A fake Hisoka manipulated her to trick me? Who would ever do something so complicated? That's where it's obvious. This guy is looking for Hisoka and doesn't want us to interfere. If we found Hisoka first, the fake Hisoka figured we would hide that fact and give permission to their side to search for Hisoka in vain. And that is, in fact, what happened. But this deduction is based on an assumption. The facts are that you found Hisoka and then someone killed Lynch. If it was the Phantom Troop, we'll have to go to war with Cha'ara too. It's not a fight we should start based on speculations, but we'll avenge her death, right? No matter who it was. Of course. Oh, look at the dog, bro. He's not worried about none of this. He's just sad. Sad boy Chrollo. I don't know if other people share this opinion, by the way, but even since York knew, I've kind of thought of him as probably the ultimate anti-hero. I don't really think of him as a villain. Because I do think, this is my perspective on anti-heroes, they should be hard to root for. It should absolutely require that pause about their actions. Because that, I mean, just throughout a lot of narratives, both fictional and non-fictional, a lot of people, especially people who are trying to enact change, are going to be within an anti-hero to villain spin. That's just how that works. Unfortunate, but it is the truth. And they do a lot of crazy shit. Anyways, the funeral procession will be passing through shortly. We are expecting a massive crowd. Please remember, this is a respectful event. Do not run or push others. Please observe in silence. May 9th Prince Haukenberg rest in peace. What's this ability? Chrollo flips to a page of the notebook. He has a cell phone. Ring, ring. Who's he calling? Is that the procession? Not enough info. We'll just continue. The person whose number you have called is not in this area. Please try again later or in a different location. The number of calls you have left today is... It's a stalker ability. Interesting. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Not even in this crowd. Come to think of it, it was the same at the Heavens Arena. Do I try elsewhere? Somewhere else with this number? Or do I loosen the restrictions a bit? Should I go to Tier 1 where they're in the middle of a succession battle? Even if it's riskier? There should be far more people with abilities hiding. Is this a Nen detector? What is he looking for? Is he looking for something in particular? That's what I'm not getting. The succession battle ritual bestows Nen abilities. They use those abilities and fight until there's a sole survivor. Used in this succession battle is Kakin's Regalia, the 3 sacred treasures I seek. There's a different scanlation. This is the official. But, okay, a scanlation translates the stolen. Okay, it translates it. And what does it effectively do? Is it like a Nen item finder? Or what? Because that's sort of the vibe I'm getting. Either for specific targets or for just, you know, random Nen abilities altogether. Anyway. Whoa! The ritual vase used for the succession battle participants. Seed urn. The divine mummy, overseer of the succession battle. The lotus anchorite. So, this is the one that got Cacho, no? Kind of like, it had like the Cough Egregious arms. It's like the Nen mummy curse arms. All right, whatever. The sword of accession given to the next king. The sword of good omens. So is this where all of this bestows the powers, this keeps the powers on the ship, and this transfers the powers to the next king? Using a conjured cell phone, you can search for your ideal partner. By inputting the criteria, a 2 to 20 digit number will be displayed, and when dialed, guidance will be provided. So it actually has a nebulous condition that it basically just helps you find what you're looking for. Okay. So that's broken in Chrollo's hands because he knows exactly what he's looking for. But the question is he looking for a partner that has the ability necessary to kill Hisoka, or is he looking for a partner who has the ability necessary to capture these? That is my current question. Which takes priority? Judging by his mood, it's Hisoka, but what do these play into that? The royal family must have found out by now through the mafia that we are on board. They would never believe we're here just to look for Hisoka. And in fact, we are after their treasure too. Whether they keep all 3 together in one place or disperse the risk is up to Kakin. Therefore, we thoroughly searched for Hisoka and 3 treasures at the same time, from the bottom up. That's nice, they're quarantining areas as they go. Since neither the mafia nor the military changed their moves much, even after they heard about us upstairs, it's significantly less likely they're in tiers 3 to 5. When I found out that Nen abilities were used in the succession battle and that the 3 treasures were involved, I knew. The 3 treasures are the system used to create the powerful Nen needed not only for the succession battle, but to maintain the prosperity of Kakin itself, right? Does he want those for Meteor City? That could have the implications could be absolutely gigantic. Hold on, let me troop versus GU. I'm just trying to detail what I need to talk about after this. So far, we've got 3. There must be a focal point. A funeral hall where the treasures are enshrined, which means it has to be in tier 1. He's looking for that room. Holy treasures, literally forming the root of Kakian's prosperity, would be guarded more strictly than the king himself. The greatest prize to steal. They would undoubtedly satisfy the conditions required to upgrade Skill Hunter. Upgrade Skill Hunter? He wants to get more powerful, and in what way? Remove his conditions of sorts, or what? Just make his power more inherently broken without the risks? That's the power I need to kill Hisoka for good this time, in order to steal such a rare and powerful ability and put it in the book. Yeah, so he is looking for those to assist him in killing Hisoka. I have to achieve stealing a national treasure level item. This is a condition. This is the condition. Hold on. So he upgrades by the level of thievery he's able to achieve. That is how he got the bookmark. He must have gotten the bookmark as a result of either the Mafia auction or something thereafter. I wonder if this is like a personality split within Chrollo as well, because he could be like super care about his friends and everything else, but also be the world's greatest kleptomaniac. He could just... Chrollo is also Ocean's 11. He does it for the love of the game! Now, with that said, check me out. You said something about the Kurta eyes. What if this debunks that he stole the Kurta eyes? Because I would think committing genocide and stealing the eyes of, well, I'll put it this way. Erasing a clan and stealing their eyes, I feel like that would be somewhere at this level. Because this isn't even relative to... This is relative to difficulty, not really intensity. If he can just grab the items, it might not even have to get that crazy. But then that also begs the question, is the condition relative to the difficulty of stealing the item at hand? Or is the condition relative to the thing, like the impact on you that results from whatever you had to do? Or both. So that's where my head's at with this information. Anyway, let me finish the page and then we can extrapolate some more. It's getting harder to keep control over two conflicting emotions. I mustn't be impatient, but I can't wait forever. Making the attempt carries a greater risk. Going to tier 1 increases the chance that I'd run into Hisoka before I'm completely ready to fight. But that's not a big problem right now. Oh? Oh my god. The next best option is already in place. The spiders will go on. What is the next best option? What is this panel? What do you mean? Is stealing the prosperity of a nation more strife than annihilating a clan? No, because death is involved. And death is like Togashi's #1 buff. Oh man, this is magnificent. Togashi is such a menace. Even if I may die, that is what is worthy of awe, my design of the spiders. But Chrollo, bro, they don't operate just like you. Yeah, he's fully like the glint in the eyes too. He's fully absolved himself of just like needing to run point, but everybody understands this runs through Chrollo. Back to the funeral procession. Gigantic medical ward. Just area like that. This is like the tier 1 hospital. Oh, this is so disrespectful. Bells ringing out, crowds paying condolences, everybody expressing their sadness. Military procession. 12 pallbearers. The person whose number you have called has been found but is out of Nen range. He found them? That moved fast. That moved very fast. That and he got the full spread for that. Oh, that's a big drop. That's a crazy drop. Please change your coordinates and try again. The number of calls you have left today is... So upstairs, as I thought. To be continued. Okay. Okay, let's have a quick chat. Let's first 10 out of 10 chapter again, probably the best chapter of the set. Let's go through everything we established in the chapter. The giant scale, where we were in the interior of the Black Whale one, which the troop now have access to and the ability to travel through. Maybe not permanently, but the troop goes where they want. First and foremost, the troop goes where they want. We know this. 2, we have the possibility that the Heil-Ly insurrection was much more sneaky than anticipated. Bring my hair down. There we go. The Heil-Ly insurrection was much more sneaky than anticipated, and they may have penetrated many different sectors of the employment on the ship, such as the waste management, which would enable them to easily enact their scheme with Morena and Contagion. I lean towards true. We saw the oyster turn back into the transmitter inside of the Heil-Ly hideout under the bookcase with no real indication of what that's going to do. The fact that we were shown it, bad. They're probably going to use that. Somebody's getting lured to their death. Somebody's getting lured to a very, very bad situation. And I don't want to say it. It's one of two people. One of two groups of people. It's Henry or somebody from the troop. If it's somebody from the troop, For maximum twisting the knife, it could be Nobunaga because he trusts Henry and it's Henry's transmitter, da 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 da. Finks and Phaeton are traveling together, unlikely. But that would also be the perfect time to get rid of Finks and Phaeton, is when they're traveling together alone as homies as they used to when they were kids. Chrollo's not going to die now. He's making moves. Henry has Lynch. Misplay by Bonolanov, as well as the personality, because Zakuro and Henry were able to determine that it was probably a troop member. And they want revenge. Then we have Chrollo at the funeral procession, where he learns about the Regalia of Kakin, which would be the sword, the mummy, the vase. No way we lose the entire troop but Chrollo? I don't think so. If there is a survivor among the troop, there's very few people I imagine it to be, just based on framing. It could be Machi. I don't really have a good reason for detailing why that is, besides the fact that she's the one that's sort of the most silently able to bear burdens. I just get a feeling like she could be the one. It could be Nobunaga, and this was a thought I never had up until the flashback, but him just sort of as the outside observer of the initial group, he's almost like a narrator of sorts. You know what I mean? And then Finks. The reason I say Finks in particular is because it would be somebody from the initial group. So it would be Paku, Sheila, Finks, Nobunaga, Phaeton, Shalnark, Uvogin, or Chrollo. Well, Shalnark and Uvogin are dead. Sheila's not in the troop. And so that, I don't think it's Franklin. I have no reason to assume it would be Franklin. I don't think it's Phaeton, if there's going to be one left. Phaeton could survive. He's just a badass. Like, let's keep it real. But I don't think he would be the individual send-off. Now, granted, because he's the most merciless, that could also prove for the absolute best character break, but I just don't see it happening. Back to the Regalia. I think the mummy is the key here for figuring out what happened to Kacho. The divine mummy, overseer of the succession battle, the Lotus Anchorite. Anchor is sort of what I'm paying attention to. So the way I see the Regalia is that the seed urn bestows the power, creates the engagement condition. The divine mummy creates the arena, and the sword creates the boon. That's first thought. That's how I see this. So the seed urn bestows the powers. It basically initiates the ritual. It goes here's these powers. Now, here's the other thing. We need to consider this always looking back on things. When we look at exceeding levels of power, we need to consider things just like this. Just like we also need to consider Beyond's curses. Because a thought I had the other day is this. You can make a curse, you can make a boon, because Nen Exorcist can remove curses and heal people and buff people. Aluka is capable of all of those things. For example, could heal, could curse, could buff, right? Just like you can make curses, you can make said buff. So what if somewhere within the realm of that curse, buff, attachment thing, and things like this, rather than using all of the potential Gon would ever have, there was an initiator, a catalyst put on him that would enable him to wield that power in a moment like that. Something like, I don't know, I'm saying like Nine Tails, Jing did something, okay? I'm not saying it happened, but the possibility entered my head. I was thinking, if one of the princes wins and they're strong, how strong do I imagine them to be? Like Gon strong. That is the only other equivalent we have of a rapid amount of strength gained in a short amount of time. I'm just saying. So that's a thought. Anyways, back to the Regalia now that I've went way over there. This is interesting. It gives us parameters as well. Chrollo is very much on the right track as to where to find them, probably. But how did he get this information? Indy, I'm not talking about a prince having the capability within themselves to win the succession battle. I'm talking about once they receive the boon. Yeah, the potential of all other siblings into the winner. That's the likely implication. That's what I'm talking about. How strong would that person look? Not once they've won, but once they've received the reward. Going strong. Yeah. So that's why I'm thinking, what if that strength that Gon got came from a similar implement, not a succession ritual, but something with a switch and an activation cost, with something bestowed upon him? Because in my head, it also makes sense that if Jing would do what Beyond did, but instead of applying a curse, making it benevolent or gray enough to where it could benefit the person holding. And now that I think about it, he's like an opposite foil for that type of conduct. Because look at all the things that happen when he takes action. Dwoon has better luck. Kite. Razor. Just keep an eye on that shit. I feel like there's more to it. I don't think, because the more all of these things get explicit, the more explicit that looks in my mind. Just like when Kite and Killua were talking about superpowered Zetsu. I will never not think about that shit. Never not. Anyways. So Chrollo. He's found the person. He's at the funeral procession. He's got the cell phone power. I don't have too much to say about that, because what I want to double back to the list now, and this is where we will end the video. Chrollo's ability. The biggest reveal in this chapter to me is that Chrollo's ability upgrades. Whether if that was a condition he thought of ahead of time, this guy is insane. Or maybe he just understood, maybe he's just at that level of comprehension and reflection and understanding of ability that it will grow as his potential as a thief grows. Which is a great thought that I never had. Togashi is a madman. Okay. But that throws another wrench in the gears for me relative to the Kurta clan thing. Because what is the measurement by which we decide what is tiers higher than another thing? Is it literally just relative to security of difficulty of the physical conditions of stealing it? Because then it would make sense if he had to. I can't even say it. It's one of the individually most valuable things on the black market. And you know what? Now that I think about it, York New's kind of a hint in that regard. Because stealing all of the stuff in York New included a pair of the black eye, or the red eyes. However, if he stole all of them, that would have greatly usurped the entire value of that auction. Right? Is the mathing here? Do you guys understand what I'm getting at? One pair of the eyes was one of the most valuable things. One pair of the Kurta eyes was one of the most valuable things at the York New auction. How many people were in that village? Like 200? One would think. Unless it's literally a condition of security and Chrollo's playing like fucking Splinter Cell. That's how I see it. Chrollo is looking for Beyond. That'd be hilarious. Because he's not taking Beyond's ability. If Chrollo looks at Beyond and says, run them pockets, Chrollo's gonna die. Let's keep it real. What interests me Is the knowledge of these regalia public knowledge? Imagine Chrollo ends up being Beyond's kid. That'd be nuts. You weren't supposed to be born in a place like this. Right, let's pivot. Heily waste employees. And Nobunaga. He's going to check on that. He could be walking to his death in one way or another. I don't think so. I hope not. But overall, I think what we've seen in the past few chapters is that the Heily were greatly underestimated and will be much more of a focal point than anybody thought Togashi was going to make them. Troop versus Ziyu and Char. Kenny spooks me a bit. I'm still spooked for Henry's death more than I am for him fighting the troop. And as for Chrollo and the relics in Meteor City, I was thinking, because his plans aren't really short-sighted, if he steals those relics, they could effectively repurpose them for use in Meteor City. And they have a postal system. You could send stuff back. So if he could mask them, he could do it. So hypothetically, let's say he gets those relics back. They do go to Meteor City. Cool. One problem. Do you know what that problem is? It's Gyro. Yeah, Listless knows what that problem is. I'm always talking about Meteor City, so I hope y'all all know what that problem is. So, seeds, planting, thinking, speculative, reach, maybe. But that's all I got for this chapter. I hope you guys that came out when I was reading it had a good time. But yeah, as far as YouTube, I'm gonna sign off right now. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Drop some thoughts for your boy. I know you guys probably have a lot about this chapter. What a chapter. And I'll see you guys next week with 407.